Okay, what's coming up for people? Okay, Arthur says here, this was such a great class. Yes, my main takeaways were the background and informal practices as well as auto walk. I do this every day now. Feel rest didn't work out so much for me. Okay, this is a good, I like what author says here. This is a good model for everyone else. Just take what works for you. Like this is a whole kind of array of practices, and you should do the ones that work for you. And also, I'm really happy to hear, Arthur, that you are doing a walking practice daily. I would strongly recommend that to everyone. The way I like to think about formal walking meditation is as it is the way to bridge formal practice into daily life and really start integrating them. So good. Okay. All right. What other
Hey,
questions are
Cedric.
there? Hey, hey.
Hey, so I didn't realize this was the last day,
Oh
but I
yeah.
guess my question now when I'm thinking about it is having, um, like, what are some different options as far as outside of the class of having a group or something like this that are like kind of existing already to get into? Because uh, I mean, it's a big thing for me
Hmm,
to not talk to somebody else about meditation, because then it's a lot easier for me to wiggle my way out of some meditations if I don't
sure,
feel like it and stuff like that.
sure.
So is there any like resources we can go to find a group that would be meeting every week
Yeah,
or something like that?
sure. It's a great question. And I do actually plan on covering that in today's class. However, just we'll go ahead and launch into it now, and maybe there might be a little bit of repetition later. So, um, yeah, and you know what you're talking about, a Sangha community. And in my mind, it is absolutely essential. You can't really have a sustainable meditation practice by yourself. And I think there's a lot of different reasons. Is firstly, we're social creatures. Secondly, meditation is not in line with the rest of society. Like, you know, you can have a TV watching practice and do that alone because it's just so easy and everything's set up for it. Uh, but like you're just not going to have a meditation practice unless you kind of occasionally to talk to somebody about it, and and you need it actually normalized. You need to have people be like, oh yeah, yeah, I've had that same experience, and oh yeah, uh-huh, that's difficult, yeah, blah blah blah. And then just again just have it normalized. So then that's kind of a broader approach to your question, but then let's get into some of the details which you were asking about. How do we bring about, like, how do we find community? How do we find sangha? So within probably 2 weeks, I'll announce another class, and you'll all get the email, and you're all free to participate. Um, and I'd love it if you all participate. That's one. Two, there's a subreddit, stream entry subreddit. I'll write that here. I think it's like r slash stream entry. Many of you found this class there, but that's a really good place to find other people that are actually interested in real practice. I'll get into this in greater detail in about 10 minutes, but um, ugh, well, now we're in quarantine, most of us, so some of this doesn't apply, but when I would go and seek out Sangha, I would do it any and however way I'd manage it. I would go do retreats with whoever. If they were close, cheap, I would go and do it if it would fit into my schedule. I would go sit with groups, even if I wasn't necessarily interested in their Dharma talks or in their form of sitting, their form of meditation. I would just sit with them for the sense of community. And then I made friends basically online with other people that would really talk practice like for real, like really talk about awakening, change, etc. Because that's not how everybody approaches it. And I just want to say that talking about it very frankly, like awakening is real, this is how you do it, this is what happens in my meditation, yada yada. That is a very valuable approach. It has its downsides, but then also the kind of minimalist, not talking about it approach is actually valid as well. So I was completely opportunistic about finding those little pieces, and they didn't have to all fit in. They didn't have to be presented to me in one package. Also, this probably many of you are a member of the Telegram group thread that we have. And so that's another place you can just say, hey, I'd like to find a meditation buddy. Hey, I'd like to talk about practice, blah, blah, blah. Send your information out there and try to connect. Okay, Matt, is that speaking to your question? And is there more?
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, I'm just like right there with you with trying to find that, and it's like presented some interesting challenges for me as a just as a person because the group that I was in before this was just the at Kadampa Buddhist
Okay.
Meditation
Uh-huh.
Center. And I think the biggest thing I ran into that is most of them were, in my eyes, somewhat like titans of meditation already, where these most of the people are 20, 30 years into their practice, and so I found a really hard time relating my
Yeah.
meditation to their
Yeah.
meditation, and there was this just a disparity maybe between the
Sure.
two of our, and
Sure.
so I never really felt comfortable just asking for mentors or something like that
Sure.
in the practice, especially because I'm still figuring out like what the guru type of thing is, like
Well,
that's
you're looking at it, I thought.
yeah,
That's why
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
joking.
yeah. But it's just like a new concept to me where I have
Sure. Yeah.
to look deeply at what that guru is actually teaching to figure out
Yeah.
if it aligns with what I
Sure.
think and stuff like that. So finding young people or people my age like this has been like truly,
Yeah.
truly beneficial to my practice. And I didn't realize until you said it was the last week when I had this little moment of panic where I was like, "Oh no, my people." So
Oh, that's
thank
sweet.
you for this.
Oh, sure. Thank you, Matt. Glad you could participate. Okay. While other people are putting their thoughts together, I'll go ahead and read out the comments. Steve says, "Is there a secret to being able to meditate after taking Benadryl, or am I just going to have to wait for it to wear off?" Honestly, I don't know. I honestly no idea. Don't have any experience in the matter. I don't know. I mean, maybe you know what? I know what. Do walking meditation. Yeah, do walking meditation. That's it. That's it. Okay, good. Anastasia says, "Hi, Cedric. This class has helped me a lot with a struggle daily life, especially when I've started to integrate informal practice to different situations, daily, positive, triggering, etc. Thank you. You're a great mentor." Oh, thank you, Anastasia. I'm really glad that you're benefiting. Really wonderful. Okay, cool. What other comments or questions do people have? And we have plenty of time. Don't think there's any pressure.
I guess I'm wondering about things that aren't meditation that go well with it. Like
Oh,
maybe Benadryl is a counterexample. But somebody
yeah.
talked about Wim Hof method
Oh, uh-huh,
or breath breathing, different kind of breathing in general. I mean, you do that
uh-huh,
breathing before every session, and sometimes chanting.
uh-huh.
Um, and I guess part of me thinks we should collect those and do as many of those as possible, and
Yeah.
another part of me thinks that they're cheating. That it would be better to practice meditation without that.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah. Let me see if I can speak to that. It is absolutely not cheating in the least. And what you want, like, um, there are plenty of difficulties and obstacles in life and in meditation without our, creating any extras. Um, so I would say use every single support you can. Something and in that vein, something that I strongly recommend is that people make environmental modifications, like change your physical environment, your social environment, your mental environment in a way that supports the practice. Simplify your life, like maybe don't like have certain rooms of the house that you don't have TV, don't have your phone, don't have a computer in, you only meditate, etc. Like make commitments to others. So yeah, no, there in a sense there's no cheating in my opinion. Honestly, like this is a little bit tangential, but I've heard of people, taking Ritalin or Adderall like on a retreat to really get absorbed, and I don't think that's cheating either, even though that would be a performance enhancing drug. Anyway, and about the breath, no, definitely not. If you are inclined to do the breath work and do the chanting before every sit, fantastic. You're not wasting time. You're not doing anything bad. Yep. So, okay. Did that speak to your question? And is there more around that, Chris?
No, I think that's a great answer. Yeah.
Great. Super. Okay. Yeah, sure. Thanks, Chris. Okay. What else is coming up for people? Okay, Rory writes in, another forum to find support and Sangha in is, the Shinzen practice community on Facebook, formerly known as Shinheads. Yes, totally second that. Totally second that. It's a really good group. And also, it's basically all of you will be at home in that group because the majority of what we've learned in this class has been unified mindfulness, which is the system that Shinzen taught. I mean, if you just know see, hear, feel, you're going to be oriented in the Shinzen group. So yes. Okay.